So at this time, you are still in Moscow. How did you end up in Dubai?
The war started. So the war started, and before the war, we had already signed dozens of huge contracts with biggest banks, government entities, with biggest developers in Russia. And I thought my life are gonna be cool from that day.
Yeah.
But because 8 years before this was awful. And war started, we understood that from that day it's impossible to build a global company from Russia. And we understood that we all in a company do not support this thing. And we understood that it's not going to be for a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be for a very long time. So we decided to move. Half of the company moved in the first 2 weeks to Dubai. And the rest, half of the company moved after 3-4 months.
Okay.
So.
And how did you pick Dubai? Because to make that decision, and was that already on your radar as where you wanted to end up, or?
That's an interesting question, by the way.
Yeah.
We picked Saudi Arabia first.
Okay, interesting.
So Saudi Arabia, for me, it looked like the new Silicon Valley, probably. In time, of course, like in 30, 40, 50 years.
As a side note, that's so fascinating to me because I grew up there in the 80s, 90s,
really?
and early 2000s. Yeah, I grew up in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, really?
I lived there for 20 years.
Wow.
So to hear Saudi Arabia being called the potential next Silicon Valley, to me, that was just like a... when I was living there, no one would have uttered that sentence, right? It's just, I know exactly what you mean by it, but I'm just thinking, man, like it's come a long way.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But we saw tons of commitment from government and from different funds to invest in Saudi Arabia and IT business, AI business, technologies, etc. So we decided to pick Saudi Arabia first. But once I saw the country, once I saw the Riyadh, I generally understood that it's not the best time. So it's going to be in 3, 4, 5 years for like a culture, right? Yes. For startups, for IT businesses. Now it's not ready. That was my opinion. And at that time, one guy called me and said, hey, you were doing cool things in Russia. Could you please give me the technology for Dubai?
Okay.
I asked, how much do you want to pay for this?
Yeah.
He said, $150,000. Okay. So, and I asked, what is the share of the company you would like to have? He said, 10% is enough. I just calculated in my mind. So nothing exists in Dubai. The guy wanted to pay 150K for 10%. So the whole company could be 1.5 million for nothing. I said, okay, send me money. Yeah, yeah, he sent me money, and we copied our approach and technology for Dubai market.
Okay.
And I decided to visit Dubai because in my mind, Dubai was like a tourist city, like desert, like no alcohol, something like this.
People tend to have one of two perceptions. Either that it's just like a backwards place in the desert and it's super oppressive and legalistic and it's horrible for women and this and this and this, or that it's like Las Vegas and it's just super flashy and expensive and shallow. There's these like two extreme opinions that people tend to have if they've
Las Vegas without casinos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And I decided to visit this beautiful city. Before I visited already as a tourist.
Okay.
But business, IT, okay, let's visit the country. So, and I spoke with 10 entrepreneurs here, Russians and local Indians and UK entrepreneurs. And they said, literally, Dubai is a future. I decided to explore. And after 2 weeks, my efforts for exploring, I decided to buy back his shares.
You decided to buy what?
Buy back his shares.
Oh, okay.
Of this guy.
You realize you undersold.
And I bought back for $450,000.
Wow, that guy made a good flip.
Yeah,
It's a good investment.
so this guy made like 1,000 ROI.
Yeah.
Like IRR, like at 3x.
Yeah.
And I decided that we should move to Dubai and start the company here because the market is ready. AI supported by governments heavily.
Yes.
And let's start. Let's try. And we started working in Dubai, and in 3 months we have developed the platform to highlight all new developments, all data around it, all neighborhoods, forecasting what is the best neighborhood for investment, all this stuff around. And people started to come and visit this website and asking us to help them buy something.
Okay.
We decided why not. So we we spoke with developers, signed 150 contracts just for selling them as a usual broker. Mm-hmm. And the business model at that time was people were coming to the website, visiting website, all this data for free. If they would like to invest, we made for them we had for them free expert on this platform. This expert helped them to pick the right property, and we matched with developer directly, like in a general WhatsApp chat with developer. And once the deal is done, a developer paid us commission. And that business model disrupted everything.